All right, so we're back. Small update. Adrian Palencia. I was We're about a week and a half till the end of the season. I'm not playing these guys a ton. Like I'm having my backups play a ton because we're 107 and 46. Um, we've had the division clinch for probably a month and a half now. So, and I tried like to have these guys play, but not too much. But Palencia still got hurt. Sucks. Um, So he'll be back at some point. Um, maybe like the World Series, late ALCS. Um, but yeah, that freaking sucks. I think we have the lineup to be able to, come back from that. But that just really unfortunate. But we'll update at the end of the season and get back to you guys. How everything finishes out. All right, so it doesn't end there. It seems the last, series of the season. Zach Cauer goes down for 6 to 7 months with shoulder inflammation. So our third best starter is now unavailable for the rest of the year. Palencia is still out 2 weeks. And this team, we're gonna be okay, I think. But those are two huge blows. So very unfortunate. But we'll hop into the playoffs in just a second, and we'll actually go over the team in just a second. So we'll be back. All right, so we are here at the beginning of the playoffs, and very quickly, let's go through how everyone did this season. So, our staff, Nola finished out really strong, led the league in WAR. Didn't lead in our WAR, but for pitchers that is. But 16-5 with a 2.69 ERA. He had the insane first half. Kind of fell off in the second half, but still a tremendous season. What value at $18 million a year? Mike Wolf was really solid. Not as good as he started off, but still put up 4.5 WAR. Led the league in Ks per 9. So really excited what he's going to bring in the future. Grayson Rodriguez, a really solid year for us in Minnesota, his first year. The Ks, the walks, the home runs, perfect. 15-5 record for what that matters. After leading the league in losses the last 2 years. And ERA under 4. So really good stuff out of him. He will start probably game 4, I'd say. Maybe I'll have him start game 3. It'll be him or Cole Henry. I might go, I don't know. I guess Grayson, he had a couple good starts to end the year. I mean, so did Henry. I'm going to go with Grayson, though. In game 3, go Cole Henry game 4. He was hurt again a little bit this year, and, maybe he'll never repeat that 2027 season when he was fully healthy the whole year. But yeah, he's a free agent after the year. Probably will pitch his last game at some point this postseason for us. And he was really good for us. But he's yeah. Oh, actually, it's more reasonable than it was. But I still probably can't afford that at the moment. Leendo was really good out of the pen. Good stuff out of him. He wound up picking up 20 saves when Henriquez went down. So, he's also suspended for 7 games. I wonder if that counts the playoffs. That would suck. I'm not actually sure if it does. Wow, when did he get suspended? I didn't even. 12 games. Holy freaking crap, dude. What? Well, I guess we'll find out if the playoffs count toward that. I'm sure hoping they don't and they just start next season, but we'll see. Noah Dean was good. Classic, classic season out of him. He's been very consistent the 3 years he's been here. Maybe 4 years? 3.5, or mostly 4. Um, Chase Petty was once again really good. He was off to a really good start. Kind of fell off, but, really solid once again. Luis Carrasco wound up sticking with the team the whole year. Yeah, he was out of options, so I couldn't send him down. And he probably didn't deserve to anyway. He was really solid. Carson Coleman wound up putting in a pretty good season. The FIP much better than the ERA. He wound up being like a multi-inning guy a lot of the time. Like he'd go, a little over 1 inning, sometimes over 2 innings. A really solid middle reliever. Connor Phillips was pretty rough, especially in this game. This was just a brutal game. He lost 20-6, and Nolo is horrible. This guy Estrada, who we'll talk about in a minute, he was horrible. Phillips, everyone was just bad. And That was the last game he played. I'm actually going to remove him from the playoff roster because I don't know if I trust him right now after the season he had. We called him Ben Gismondi, and he wound up pitching a ton down the stretch. He was like appearing, you know, 3 games in a row and crap. It was wild. But he was awesome when he was out there. So number 22 prospect in baseball. Maybe he's a starter. Maybe he's a reliever. I kind of doubted these 3 pitch guys, but after seeing how Mike Wolf did and how Zach Cowher have done, I don't know if. Oh yeah, I did go over this. Maybe the 3 pitch guys can work. Maybe I've just been out on that for a while. Song came up and made a bunch of starts and was pretty solid, surprisingly. And I'm still keeping him on the $6 million deal. I don't know. Eventually I'll cut him loose. But I've been playing this year to year thing with him for whatever that is, 4 years now. So, yeah, I don't know. He'll be on the playoff roster though. Then this guy Alvaro Estrada. We signed him as a free agent signing out of whatever, some league, fictional league maybe. He was really good in the minors. I called him up and he was fantastic down the stretch for me. Freaking crazy strikeout to walk ratio. Put up almost 1 win in just 32 innings. So he'll make the playoff roster as well. Now I do have an open spot, so not sure. This guy Elvis Novas. I called him up at the end of the year, and he was really solid. He might be the guy who gets the call. Hedrick was up for a little bit too, just getting some different guys some work, and he was really no good. Maldonado never even made it to the team, although maybe he should have. I don't know. Jose Pena made 1 appearance for us. And Connor Phillips, he was no longer on the playoff roster. Maybe I'll just put him on for, just have a guy who can eat some innings. Actually, no, I'll put Novas on. Let's put him on the playoff roster. Okay, cool. I think we have enough hitters here too, so we should be good. So yeah, let's go to see how the hitters do. Sort by WAR. First of all, let's start with the guys on the IL. So Palencia, want to put up 6.1 WAR in just 138 games. Another awesome year for him. Unfortunately, he's out for 2 more weeks. So unfortunate there. But DeMartini led the team in WAR. Put up 6.7, 165 WRC plus. Big bounce back year after good but not a great year last year. I'm actually thinking about maybe trying him at second base, and if things come to that this offseason, we have some guys leaving, but led the league in home runs, RBIs. He was a beast. Manuel Rodriguez put a 5.6 WAR, freaking crazy year from him. Stayed healthy once again, and up the walk rate, up 2% from last year. Dropped his strikeout rate. And, continue to play pretty good defense. He wasn't as good in right, but definitely solid in left. The high BABIP, concerning. Probably won't put up these numbers again, but crazy year from him. Really pleased with that. Correa wound up playing 141 games. I don't think he got hurt at all at any point. Just a couple little dings. Did make the All-Star team. I guess... I can go over who the All-Stars were. I think it was DeMartini, Palencia, Rodriguez. I maybe made it. Rodriguez made it. Correa did as well. Yasser Mercedes, I assume, did. Yeah. I could probably go find the email. Also, I will read all of these messages afterwards. Let's see. It's from July. All right, yeah, so... I don't think I went over this last time, so we'll quickly look through. So Nola obviously made it. Mike Wolf, Noah Dean, Liendo as well for our pitchers. Hitters, none of our catchers. DeMartini at first, Palencia at second, and no Brooks Lee at third this year, although this is probably the year he deserved to make it. Correa was the starter at short. Manuel Rodriguez in left, and Yasser Mercedes made it as their center fielder. So cool stuff there. We'll get back to this now. Um, so yeah, Correa was really good. Didn't really miss any time. I had him playing, sitting once a week, and yeah, that probably helped him out a lot staying healthy. So a good year from him. Yasser Mercedes had a great year as well. 36 steals, 4.1 WAR, and played a pretty damn good center field for not really supposed to be our center fielder. So yeah, great year from him. He's one of the cornerstones of this team. Derek Mitchell wound up playing a ton. Only started 109 games, but appeared in 139. And yeah, he'll be our starting right fielder next year, no doubt. We just had a lot of guys this year that, he's playing a ton, but not every day. So next year he will be. And he's proved it. He's cut down his strikeout rate. Had a monster season. 30 bombs and 504 plate appearances is pretty good. Brooks Lee, about a league average hitter again. Maybe he'll never repeat like those, the prime Brooks Lee years, like in 26 and 27, and even 25 and 24. He's been great for us. Now he wants a massive deal. That's not going to happen. So, unfortunately, Brooks Lee will probably be on his way out this offseason. Braden Shoemake, been a fixture on our bench for a while. He doesn't want that bad of a deal. But league average hitter, only played in 67 games. That's probably the least, the least he's appeared for me. And the least in the last 4 years by far. He's usually been good for 100. He was really good when he was out there. We just didn't have a ton of infield injuries during the regular season. Buxton, he played his just over 100 games, as I kind of predicted. And, he turned around with the bat. And I did play him in center quite a bit at the end of the year, and he got hurt. But he's back now, and, he was still solid in center field. So that contract doesn't look as disastrous. We only have him for one more year, so it's not a horrible thing. But yeah, he was solid. I wound up starting Lamar King down the stretch, and he was fantastic. His stats don't look that impressive, but he was a good defensive catcher, and he hit way better than this 85 WRC plus indicates, because he had a really bad first half. Wonder if I can go into his like May, June, July, he was horrible. August, September, October, this is a pretty elite hitter here. So that's probably like a 130 WRC plus throughout those 3 months where he was starting every day. So really good stuff out of him. I assume he'll be my starting catcher next year. And Trevino, he wasn't horrible. His glove just regressed where, there's really not a huge drop off between him and King. So, Trevino was good. I don't regret that trade at all, really. We wound up giving up Denzer Guzman, who's barely played for the Yankees. Really unfortunate there. I wish he got a little bit of run. And then we also gave up Austin Martin, who I kind of wanted to trade for, but why are they playing him in center field? That's bizarre. He's listed as a center fielder. He actually wasn't bad, so he wound up having a good year. 2 WAR. Maybe he finds his way on this team again, because I do like Austin Martin a lot. And then whatever, I don't even know who the other guy was. This Goldner guy who, kind of minor league filler. He's actually not even with the Yankees anymore. So anyway, that's a long way to say, our catchers were good. Maybe we finally found a starter to replace Jansen, who we lost last year. Cody Schreier came up at the end of the year and was fantastic. He was ridiculously good. He spent most of the year in AAA though. I wish I had a spot for him to call him up, but I never did. We just didn't have a lot of injuries in the infield. Calabrese, he's pretty much regressed to like a below league average hitter with good speed though. So he has value. But unfortunately, the last 2 seasons have not really been. He's not been able to repeat these first 2. So he want to play in much more of a part-time role this year. He's a 90 WRC plus guy. Probably not the 120 guy he was his first 2 years, but he'll be on the playoff roster for sure. Tommy White we called up at the end of the year, and he had a rough stretch here to end it, but overall he was really solid once again when we called him up. So um, good stuff from pretty much all those guys. Jesus Montez, I didn't call him up. I figured I'd just wait till next year because he's not fully developed, and he had a really good year in AAA. But I'm just gonna wait until next season to do that because I didn't want to call him up and never play him. Luis Ravello, he never wound up making his way to the team. Kevin Sim, he didn't either. So then Ryder Helfrich had a little stint up here with us. So there we go. We will move toward the first round of the playoffs, which will be the ALDS, and we'll wait on our opponent here. And okay, before I forget. I do want to extend our manager. He's been, we've won freaking 5 straight World Series, 3 straight World Series with them. Trying to make it 4. Scott Austin, I like him. Which is he? Okay, whatever. I probably negotiate these guys down a little bit. Michael Hill, yeah, he's good. Extend him as well. And I guess our pitching coach, yeah, he was the one who retired. Okay. So we move forward, and we will be playing Oakland, who I think we played last year in one of the series. Maybe it was the ALCS, maybe it was ALDS again. So they're led by Max Muncy, not the Dodgers one, but the A's prospect one. Pretty actually similar player to, Big Max. They're led by him and this guy Zach Gossett, who looks like a pretty damn good hitter. So, and this catcher. Wow. So, A's have really built up a pretty good team. They still finished 10th in runs scored miraculously. That's pretty crazy. Garrett Mitchell, he's still a player. This guy, freaking Jaheim Postly. Wow. So this team is pretty damn good. They got Hagen Smith, one of the best starters in baseball. Another really good year. George Kirby, another good starter. Ken Waldachuk, who looks like he was their swing man this year, and Emerson Hancock, another reliever / starter, and a good bullpen too. Oh my goodness! So this team, I'm kind of scared here. Second in runs against, but 10th in runs scored. But they have a good offense, so yeah, this is a little intimidating. I won't lie. So I still expect to win the series, but I wouldn't be shocked if they took us down here, especially without Palencia in the lineup. So let's do it. It'll be Nola starting like I don't even know how many first playoff series he started. Let's do it. We win 7-2 in the first game. So Buxton a couple of hits. Derek Mitchell looks like he had a 3-run shot for his only hit of the game. But that would definitely play. And Nola was fantastic. And Chase Petty picked up the save. It's like Waldachuk didn't last too long, and then Ginkel kind of blew it open for us. So, game 2, Mike Wolf on the mound, making his first career playoff start, and we lose 8-3. So, disappointing performance out of Wolf. Looks like he doesn't make it out of the third. Gismondi was good, but at that point it was a little too much, especially with Hagen Smith on the mound. You can't give up 8 runs against him. So we go to game 3. And Grayson Rodriguez will make his playoff debut for the Minnesota Twins here. And let's see what he can do. And we win 6-3. So pretty good day from the offense and good day from Rodriguez as he picks up, he doesn't pick up the win, but really quality start. Gismondi gives up a couple runs, and then Dean finishes it out. Looks like he walked a couple of guys. But he picks up the win. Looks like it was a Yasser Mercedes home run in the 9th inning off Felix Bautista. Mercedes 3 hits, Rodriguez a couple hits. I'm also starting Emmanuel Rodriguez at DH. I'm giving Buxton center field because, he's a really good defensive center fielder. And Mercedes will play left. So I don't know if I went over the lineup at all, but there it is. In game 4, and we take the series against Oakland, and Emmanuel Rodriguez run-scoring double after a Braden Shoemake triple. Wow. Of all dudes to have 3 hits in the game is Braden Shoemake. So really cool stuff. We wind up taking the ALDS and we'll go to our, geez, 6th straight ALDS, I believe. Because we went to 2 before we won our first World Series. And then this will be our 6th. So Chase Petty looks like he had a rough time, but Cole Henry quality start to Dean DiGiamondi to Coleman. So it also does look like Leando's suspension is being served at the moment, so that sucks. So he's still up for 3 more games, and I was just gonna say, yeah. So this is good. Palencia and Hernandez will be back for the next series against Boston. It looks like so. Did Novas appear in any of these games? Let's see. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to take Novas off the roster. And we'll put Hernandez on. Activate him and place him on the roster. Where the heck did he go? There you are. Okay, place him on the roster. And then we will throw Palencia. Activate him from the injured list. And I don't really want to get rid of any of these hitters. I liked having Tommy Lee on here. Or Tommy White. Tommy Lee. God. So let's see. Do we need? I don't think we need this many pitchers, quite frankly. So let's take off Song, and we will place our star second baseman on. Okay, so cool. We survived the Palencia injury, and it looks like we'll be good to go. So Shoemake will take a seat, as will Schreier, and here we go. So good stuff. We are gonna head to the ALCS to face Boston after I set these lineups. Something like that, maybe. Although Mitchell had a pretty good series. And I like Correa in the 5-hole. So we'll rock with that lineup against righties, and then against lefties, maybe we'll just copy this lineup because and then I'll move like Mercedes leading off in this configuration. And we do something like that, maybe. I don't even know how Rodriguez is against lefties. He's pretty good. And Buxton, actually better against righties. So, okay, let's do that. Okay, cool. So, we will have Nola on the mound for game 1. And, oh boy, that's not good. Paley over, old friend of the Twins, coming to exact his revenge on us. Good for him. I'm glad he's doing well over here. And then they have Brian Bello, Dre Jameson, and Brady Singer as their 4 starters. Looks like they finished 6th in runs against. And the starting rotation was pretty good, I guess, although I don't really know how that's the case. Camilo Duvall starting. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they're missing Duvall. 5 more days he's out. I'm not sure if they'll add him to the roster. I don't know if the AI is that smart, but looks like they're led by Brooks Brannon, their catcher, Andy Lugo, their first baseman, and Tristan Casas still hanging out as their DH. And Marcelo Mayer makes it up to the majors. And wow, nice player here. I would not mind getting my hands on him if he hits free agency. So I'll have to keep my eye on him. Miguel Beleas, another good player. Brendan Donovan made his way over. Looks like at the deadline from St. Louis. So we will face Bailey over our first game here. And Nola will be on the mound for game 1. I might move Rodriguez to game 2. Because Mike Wolf wasn't terribly impressive. But I still have faith in him. So, okay. I don't know if I mentioned we finished 111-51. I kind of punted the rest of the season at one point because we were up so much and I just didn't want anyone to get hurt. That obviously didn't work. So anyway, we win 7-2 in game 1. Palencia, his first game back, 5 ribbies and a couple of hits. Looks like he had do you have 2 homers? Yeah. So he had one in the first inning and the second inning off Ober. So, wow, screw you, Bailey over, it looks like. Yeah, we kind of got to him. Their bullpen did a nice job, but wasn't able to save them. Nola was so good, and then Henriquez to Carrasco. And Henriquez, God, I keep saying Henriquez will, I've probably been saying that the whole series, and he'll be gone in free agency. I'll never have to say it again. That sucks. I'm going to move him to the 7th, actually, and move Chase Petty to, middle relief. So, game 2, Grayson Rodriguez will be on the mound, and he will be opposed by Brady Singer, it looks like. So, let's do it. In Minnesota, we lose 4-3. The offense, sparingly hit the Red Sox pitching. Ober quality start. Rodriguez wasn't horrible, but yeah, not great there. We will go to game 3. Mike Wolf on the mound, trying to give us a lead here, and we lose 3-1. So Wolf has a pretty good start, but we can't get to Brian Bello and company. It looks like old friend Sam Henches came in and shut us down. So, all right, game 4, trying not to go down 3-1 in the series. Cole Henry on the mound to try to stop the bleeding, and we go down 3-1. So, will this be the year that we finally break the World Series streak here? Looks like Cole Henry was pretty rough. Estrada makes his postseason debut. Yeah, wow. Hasn't pitched in 20 days. It's a good situation to bring him in. Thanks to our manager. All right, so season on the line here in Boston. Nola on the mound to try to keep our season alive, and we win 5-2. So we pull the series at 3-2. Looks like Palencia had a 3-run shot, and Derek Mitchell as well. DeMartini has done nothing this playoff, by the way, if you're keeping track at home. So Nola, a really good start. To Coleman, to Dean, to Liendo to close it out. So back to Minnesota for 2. We have Rodriguez and Wolf lined up for the 2 starts. Rodriguez has been pretty solid, not great, but he will be opposed by Camilo Doval, who is back. So not really much of a starter, but let's see if we can get to this team. So to keep our season alive, Grayson Rodriguez. And we lose 6-5. Looks like it was is that Henry Davis? Henry Davis, home run in the top of the 11th against Noah Dean. And Rodriguez, pretty shaky. Coleman, the rest of the bullpen is pretty good, but and what the hell happened in this game? So he went down. What is that? Oh my goodness. What is that? 5-3. Tied it up in the bottom of the 9th on a King home run, a Lamar King 2-run shot. And then we blew it in the 11th. So disappointed into the year. Our World Series streak ends at 3, and we won't even appear in the World Series this year. So it'll be the Sox. Good luck to them, and let's just send them to the end of the playoffs, and we'll keep tabs on these guys. So playoff tree. Let's check this out. So Red Sox in game 1. The Reds. I think we played them last year and we beat them, or one of the previous years. I'd have to check. So Sox win game 3, Sox win game 4, and the Red Sox do wind up winning the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds. And Bailey Ober, finally picks up a win. Looks like he got hurt, actually. That sucks. He got hurt in the start against us. But yeah, he finally gets... Oh, no, he had a ring in 2026. Oh, did he win with us? I'm an idiot. No, wait. Oh, okay, so he pitched 2 games, wound up getting a ring that season. So, okay, his second win, the second ring. So that'll be the end of the season and the end of the episode. So thank you very much for watching episode 17, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.